Welcome back to Betoota Talks, our weekly interviews with people of note. Sometimes people you've never heard of, but people that interest us. This week we have three guests who you've definitely heard of, and we're very excited to have them with us. The beer and the yarns have been flowing, so we thought we'd just click record now in the Goldilocks zone. So
we're there.
We might be off the sort of the back of the Goldilocks zone by now, but we'll see how it goes.
We've got the original crew on the reunion, the 25th reunion of the castle. Thank you for joining us, John.
Thank you very much. Actually, 29 years ago next month that we shot the film.
Okay, so it's not the 25th.
Yeah.
No.
Good research, mate.
We've got to
Very good research.
We've got to do something good next year.
Yeah.
Of the 25th.
Okay, 30,
Yeah. That's it.
24th
That's
anniversary,
it.
the 25th anniversary. Next year's the 30th, Michael. Yes, that's the big one.
Yeah.
That's the big one. Well, we got you on the 29th, which is also a milestone, special occasion for all of us. Now, gents, it's obviously it was and still is a piece of magic in Australian film. I want to ask, did you guys, while it was happening on a shoestring budget, did you think it was going to be a stayer like it was?
I don't think so. I think we knew we had a great cast. We really enjoyed doing it. The script was fantastic.
Funniest script we've ever read.
Yeah.
My experience was going in and watching amazingly talented people try and improve scripts, which wasn't to say that the scripts you had were bad, but they were always like, how can we work this? How can we make this better? But that script just landed fully formed. Absolutely, what was on the page was what was
Nothing to add.
to be.
Nothing to add.
Nothing to add because it was and we were shooting so fast, but no one knew.
We tried. They wouldn't let us.
Yeah. So we weren't having a bar of it.
Yeah.
But we didn't know it was going to be what it was.
It's obviously for a lot of people their favourite movie, the greatest Australian movie. I'd love to know each of your favourite Australian movies or what you think is the greatest Australian movie. Anthony?
Well, I'm going to make a big play here for the 1950s. I'm going to say you can't get more Australian than Smiley Gets a Gun. I've been speaking about that today.
It's been going on about it today.
I am all in on Smiley Gets a Gun today. Everyone's sitting around here listening, oh shit, he's going again on Smiley Gets a Gun. But you got Chips Rapidity, you got absolutely everything going on there. Smiley Gets a Gun. That's my go-to.
Yeah. For me, it's the film that actually was, I think, pretty much the catalyst for me wanting to be an actor was The Big Steal.
Yep.
Ben Mendelsohn, Claudia Carvin. I wanted to be Ben Mendelsohn.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that film in the cinemas, I'm going to say 89, maybe, something like that. But it's still to this day one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It's absolutely brilliant. Steve Bisley as Gordon Farkas lives long and strong in my memory, and I think it's one of the great films ever made in this country.
I would agree with that.
I reckon Muriel's Wedding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every time you thought you had a handle on that film, it changed.
Yeah.
It took you through so many things. It was a great piece of work.
Yeah, Dan Wiley's impro in that film where he's out in the backyard kicking the milk carton to himself. Heslop, pass it to Heslop. How can someone so big be so strong? Honestly, just it is an absolute. And then Bill Hunter up on the balcony, looking down and just going, Harry, wake up to yourself. It's got no answers, nothing to do here. Perry's just a lost cause. I love that film.
I want to, obviously, the castle has a lot of those kind of quotes that people can just sit around and whip out forever.
Yep.
What do each of you get hit with in public over the last 29 years?
Tell him he's dreaming.
Yeah.
Top of the list, I think.
My 10-year-old, I was on the beach with him last summer. He's not seen the film, but he knows the lines because of all the times people have come up and quoted them to me. And he goes, we're sitting there, got the sandcastle going, got a moat going around it. He goes, Dad? I went, yeah. He goes, I dug a hole.
That's good.
I mean, well, that's pretty good. He goes, no, but Dad, It's filling with water. I went, zinger, you are a zinger. Never seen the film. And this is what we're talking about, how all these lines have become such a part of the vernacular that people who haven't even seen the film might not even know their quote in the castle.
Yeah.
But, it's there and it's
Hasn't he seen the film, the 10-year-old? Just not interested? Or?
I don't see him much, so I haven't seen him in years now. Look, it's you know what I've actually remembered from the film. I saw it, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years ago. There's a fair few swear words. This guy rips out a lot of swear words. I don't think he's quite ready for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what rating we got in the US?
What?
R.
Really? 18 plus.
An R rating.
That's
Deep.
wild.
Because you're only allowed
Isn't
2
it?
fucks.
Yeah.
And I used them in one sentence.
For me, it's absolutely jousting sticks. Like that's the lock in. How much for a pair of jousting sticks?
Yeah.
If I had $1 for every single time I've heard that in my life, we're away.
The one amazing thing that the castle did was it was able to not only showcase a real kind of family in Australia that, represented a lot of middle-class, working-class families, but it also broke down the archetypes within each family.
Yes.
And you all represent a different one of them on screen.
Yes.
Do you find that people would approach you as you were that character? Like, for example, Steve, they're going to be a bit more gentle with you if they think you're honestly, like the bloke you played on screen. Do people interact with you like that?
Yeah, look, people have often been surprised that I can string a couple of words together, which is good. They're surprised to see me not in a mullet. No, it is.
What do you call that, love?
Yeah, that's
that haircut.
Yeah, this is called
The Pedro Pascal.
No, it's I don't know. Yeah, no, it is. It's one of those things, isn't it, where people kind of the castle gave me a career. And
restarted mine.
Someone like Michael, who'd been around forever. This bloke had done NIDA and done a few bits and pieces, and then it sort of
me off as well.
kick-started our careers. Yeah. And it's funny because as much as it's one of those things that I will be forever thankful to Working Dog for gifting us that opportunity. But also there was kind of no way of avoiding being a little bit pigeonholed in that regard because it is so indelible and it is such a huge part of the Australian cinema landscape that I think people just expect you to be that character, and so I've just leaned into it.
Do you get jokers like interrupting you with a million questions as you're trying to tell a story? Does that ever happen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It just
they think it's the funniest thing.
As I was saying.
But everyone reckons.
Continue.
But I think you guys would agree with this, right? It's like if someone comes up to you and gives you a quote from the castle for comedic effect, they think they're the first person to have done it.
Yeah. They can't help themselves.
No. And I would do exactly the same thing. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't.
Oh, you bloody know I would. No, but it is. It's something with that we have such pride attached to this film. It's something that we're so proud of. But yeah, so you can't really begrudge people coming up and being nice. Like they're almost always super lovely and positive about it.
I must admit though, I am dying to do another comedy.
Oh, yeah.
The last 2 films I've done
you heard
have been really
heavy,
reaching for a lot of stuff. And to do a comedy, I would love it. It's years since I've done a comedy.
Yeah. Right one, boys.
Yeah,
we're on it. The Working Dog guys said no sequel was ever coming, but I believe there were some serious heavy hitters coming in, like Tom Hanks from overseas was potentially trying to do a sequel. Did it ever become a conversation, or was it just flat off the bat, we're not doing another one?
Well, the conversation was really about a television series.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do it.
No.
It would have been a lot of money, but I thought it was such a perfect little vehicle that why do you want to milk it and strip it bare?
Yeah.
Because in doing television comedy, we haven't really got the depth of writers here to keep doing that.
No.
And it would have belittled it, I thought.
And Working Dog, for their incredible oeuvre that they've created, right? They're also the masters of never jumping the shark on something. They're also the masters of getting out when they know the time is right. And I think, with the castle, it was such a magical thing that I don't think that you would ever quite achieve that again.
Yeah.
And Eric would be too expensive.
I was going to say we could do a sequel, but it's a fully Greek household.
Yeah. Kickboxing 24 hours a day.
Now, obviously, you guys are all linked together off the back of this too, even now, wait up, commercial checkpoint. Even now, 29 years later, you've come together to do an Uber Green ad.
Oh, that's right. We're here to talk about Uber Green,
It's
aren't we?
not just random that we're here.
That's right.
But you also are all different people. You're all from different parts of the world. In this household and on screen, you look like you're related. It just feels so natural. Did you all grow up in households similar to, the Kerrigans?
I know, I absolutely did. I felt that The
100%.
Castle was the first time I saw a film that completely represented my family. And we've spoken about it many times. There were critics that came out at the time that thought that the Castle was having a go at working class people.
Playing game over, by the way.
For those,
Nice.
But for those of us who are from working class families, we didn't see it as piss taking at all. We just saw ourselves on screen. So that, from me, from watching Hey Hey at Saturday to the cars out the front to the way that the family loved each other and the fact that we didn't have all fancy jobs was 100% how I grew up.
Mate, I lost my shit the day when I read that script and I read Darryl Kerrigan's line. He's got the ugly stick fishing rod and he's bending it around on itself, and I'm there, and he goes, "Look at that, Dale, bends right around on itself." My father had said that exact line to me at least 20 times. And the last 19, I went, "You've already told me this, Dad." But he was just so amazed by man's ability to create something so bendy, yet so resilient. It was just my father. Darryl Kerrigan is my father.
Yep,
You know?
No, well, look, my father was killed when I was really young in Betoota. And so we were this really country family that had to be transported to the city because that's the only way Mum, with 3 kids, who used to work for Qantas. She's the original Qantas. But if you had children, you couldn't work. And so she had to buy a shop. And that's how she kept us all together.
Amazing.
Small business aspect as well, I guess she could work for herself, and that was a
Well, that's all she could do.
Yeah.
And so it was not a typical childhood. There's none of those sort of memories.
But there was a warts and all aspect to the castle that I think is overlooked quite often. Obviously, it was a first for us to acknowledge that the neighbour's Lebanese, and the son-in-law's Greek.
Yeah.
But it was also the first time where people just, it was a given that in a lot of families like these, there's a brother and a son in jail. And, I don't think that's looked at, examined enough in the accuracy of a household
Look,
like
it
that.
was beautifully racist, What is it with wogs and cash?
But there's the thing.
And then at the end, when he's down in the dumps and his son, I'm starting to realise what the Aboriginals think.
But it's funny, isn't it? Because today, in that 29 years since that film was shot, today, you just kind of couldn't make that film the way it was made.
No.
You just couldn't make it. But that idea that what Darryl's saying about what is it with wogs and cash, it's not a racist comment. It is an observation that he's made in the safety of his own space, in which he's kind of making it. And most of I've got a lot of Italian and Greek friends. I'm very open-minded. But the fact that there is an ownership about that within the Italian and Greek community and within the Lebanese community that it was a thing or it has been a thing but the fact that you can't there is now a certain, I don't know, there's a lot of rules that would preclude a film like this being made today.
Well, I sort of really hate that idea. Is that awful?
Yeah.
Because that's so intrinsically Australian.
Yeah.
To look at ourselves and have a laugh at ourselves.
Yeah.
Much more than the Yanks would do, or anyway, most other races, we we take the piss out of ourselves.
But it did the hard work in the sense that this is the greatest Australian film for many people. And, you know, the Wogs and the Lebanese had a seat at the table on this film. And, you know, the mentions of Mabo and everything like that, it wasn't a white Australia that you were actually presenting. It was presenting this, it was working class Australia.
Yeah, it wasn't insular. It was a family connected to the world and all the Australian world at that time. It's represented through those relationships with the Lebanese neighbour and all these types of different observations about Australian culture at that time. It was absolutely plugged in.
Nothing
A courtroom drama.
Yeah. With Bud Tingler.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where the pitch started. It's a courtroom drama with Bud Tingler.
Yeah. But then,
incidentally, there's this family in and around them.
But that speech that Bud gives at the end of the film, it never fails. I reckon I've seen the film maybe 5 times in my life, but it never fails to make me cry.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, and it sums up exactly what the themes of this film are. It's about home, and it's about family, and it's about the importance of appreciating what you have and fighting for what you have. And that kind of, you can denigrate my life and my house and my standing all you like, but I don't care because I know what I've got.
There's something beautiful. I mean,
and there's something wonderful that Bud's character sees something in Darryl's character.
Yeah, that's right.
That this naivety. I mean, really, isn't he? Sort of Darryl's so naive.
So what is the subtext in that? Because Darryl, so Bud's character, what is the kinship he feels? I mean, now let's really interrogate this film. What is it?
Yeah.
Is he a rags from riches story himself, or it's just a human story that he connects with this bloke?
Story as a human being.
Yeah.
And seeing a guy who's doing it hard.
Yeah.
Who hasn't got the ammunition to do what he should do for his son.
Yeah.
But comes back at him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always got that impression that his character had nothing to prove anymore, you know, and that he's been in a world, in that kind of legal world. He's been a QC for all those years. He's retired now, and now he can actually finally just be able to be in the world that he wants to be in. And I always got that impression that the moment he meets Darryl, he instantly just has a connection with him because he's a genuine human being. He's a man who clearly loves his family and who's being hard done by, and it's almost like an altruistic thing that then beautifully turns into a friendship. And I think that's another one of the themes of this film. It's like, give everyone a go.
I love that. It's a bit of a hackneyed phrase, but a great way to get along with people, and people that you see quite often, is always assume good intent. Because people make mistakes. People make mistakes every single day of their life, your family, your relationship, your friends. And if you start from the position of assume good intent, then you're going to have a much easier place in the world. And I think that Bud's character allows the script to show that generosity, paying it forward, assuming good intent, creating great relationships isn't class-based. It doesn't matter whether you're a judge, a lawyer, a tow truck driver, or whatever. You have the possibility to look people in the eye and go, it doesn't matter where you've come from. I'm going to treat you as a good guy, and let's just see how we connect. And I think it takes it outside of it being a Kerrigan thing, and just allow us to lay that theme a little bit more solidly.
Yeah, you can see the fathers with the shared aspirations, and the fact you're talking about the Wogs and cash, and none of it ever came from a place of malice. It was all about people being together and no shame in who was in what house or what your backyard looked like or what your living room looked like. I'm curious about, you guys were talking about how people came for you in terms of it was punching down on working class people. Did that actually gather momentum, and where was it coming from?
The intelligentsia.
Yes.
Yeah. It didn't gather any momentum whatsoever, because you're absolutely right. It's kind of like we have so much, even now, right? We have so many people advocating for other people in a way that they don't need to, because it almost denigrates the people they're talking for, and it almost talks down to those people.
Yeah.
Most of my mates that I grew up with, they're all working class people.
Yeah.
Not one of them has ever said, I feel a bit put down by this film. They go,
You
I
sold
love
out.
this film.
Yeah.
That's my dad. That's
Yeah.
my mum. That's
Yeah.
my sister.
Yeah.
And yes, they're heightened characters. Yes,
Yeah.
they're comedic versions
Yeah.
of the characters that we know. But if anything, it's not talking them down. It's celebrating.
Yeah. We couldn't afford to
Celebrating.
eat out in my family.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up, my dad was a wonderful father, left school at 14. We lived in the bush. He went and worked as a labourer on the roads. Then he ended up getting a job in the mines. My family had sheep farms and cattle farms and all that
Yeah.
type of stuff. We couldn't afford to go out. So when that's your environment, then you celebrate your home meal.
Yes.
You know, you celebrate what you have.
Mm.
You celebrate
Yes.
the opportunities in front of you. You can't afford to do lots of overseas holidays. But if
Yeah.
someone goes overseas, then
Yeah.
you're genuinely happy for them and excited.
Yeah.
And what was that like? And what was that like?
The movies.
These
What
are all
movies
things-
were they playing?
Yeah.
These are all things that we love. We're not ashamed of any of those
Yeah.
things, any of those comments, any of those
I made
characters.
Friday nights for me, up to the movies.
Yeah.
With a sugar bag, collecting all the bottles,
That's what I call it too, sugar bag.
bringing them back down, going tuppence, fourpence, sixpence.
Yes.
And my sister's in the next bedroom saying, I'll give you 2 bob if you do that in the morning.
Great trick.
They used to pay me not to practice playing the trumpet.
An extra 2 bob every week from this.
Amazing.
So you, as you said before, Michael, you kind of you restarted your career. So you would have had a good look compared to these young fellas here.
Young, fresh faced
Yeah.
little babies.
You would have had a good look at the landscape of Australian film by the time the Castle came out.
No, because, mate, you've got to remember the Sullivans.
Yeah.
The Sullivans was huge.
Yeah.
45% of televisions in Melbourne were on.
Crazy.
30-something% in Sydney.
Yeah.
And so it was huge. And I always thought how great it would be to be famous.
Yeah.
But then when fame happens, it's like shit.
Yeah.
I'm a bit paranoid anyway.
Yeah.
People are looking at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Because you're on most television screens in Australia. So it was a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It sort of made me be a bit more, I was a real Yahoo,
Yeah.
but I couldn't be like that.
It policed you.
Yeah.
He was a real Yahoo. There's still a bit of Yahoo left in this bloke.
Michael, we've interviewed before Chris Masters, the famous journo who
Mm.
blew open all those stories back in the day and still currently. And he said when he started with the ABC with Four Corners, ABC was based in the North Shore of Sydney, the Upper North Shore, and it was very leafy. That was the attitude. A lot of them thought they were from England. They were acting like I work at the BBC.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by the intelligentsia when the Castle came out and just blew that to smithereens?
I'll repeat a story I told earlier today.
Here we go.
I went to the Critics Awards, and the 2 final nominees were it was
Kiss
or Kill.
Bill Bennett's Kiss or Kill
Bill Bennett's and
for best screenplay.
it was The Castle.
Yeah.
Bill's film won.
Hmm.
It was improvised.
Best screenplay.
It was
Yeah.
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 so well,
Yeah.
and obviously none of the critics had a head for comedy.
Yeah.
No.
That's a real shot, too. It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This non-screenplay wins.
Well, you know that story.
And so there was that. That's what I meant. There was a sort of. I remember I went to the premiere of Crocodile Dundee in LA, and I'd already seen it twice here, and so I didn't pay a lot of attention to the film. I just
No, because you didn't invest in it.
no, but Grumman's Chinese Theatre,
Yeah.
and it's full. It's pretty full,
Yeah.
and it's going off.
Yeah.
And I went, and then the Australian actors who are, well, look, I don't know, really do.
No,
And I
that's shorthand.
said-
I wasn't in it, so I don't think it should succeed.
I said,
I cannot relate to these themes.
I got down to the last two for one of the roles.
I said, it's going to be huge.
Yes.
It's going to be, you could just tell from the groundswell and the
Yeah.
theatre and everything else. What a fabulous theatre if you ever get a chance to go there. Go there. But it was like, no, I don't think so, really. Yeah.
Well, we're very, very excited to have interviewed you, and our audience will be very excited to listen. We're going to go and get a feed and probably have another couple more of these.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
But I do
sound
want
too keen. I mean, okay.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
You told us
Yeah.
Fine.
Just quickly, and I know this is going to date horribly, what are your thoughts for Game 3?
Oh,
Both of you, actually, Queenslanders.
I'm hoping just to get one,
Mm.
you know. But we had a most beautiful run with Cronk and Smith, and Billy Slater, and all those great to see Josh Papali'i back.
Yeah. The Logan Wrecking Ball.
and so I hope we could take one.
How about this? How about this for a fairy tale? We're talking about the castle. The castle was magic on screen. We saw magic again on screen a couple of weeks ago when a 32-year-old bloke from the Diamantina, Kurt Mann, debuted at 32. Like, that's a mature age debut for Origin.
Wow.
And he's been the difference, I reckon, and he probably will be the difference in all of these older gentlemen that are getting a start mid-career. That's the difference, because you're playing like it's not coming again.
Yeah.
Mate, well, look, I've got a lot of experience in this.
Yeah.
From the Gympie thirds.
Don't get him started on the Gimpy thirds.
Played
I
three.
think we're running out of
1-1, lost 1, drew 1.
I only played 3 games.
The skinniest second row you've ever seen in your life.
Thank you for joining us
And
today,
then
gentlemen.
dreading to call, give it to Caton.
Give it to Caton. They mean like fist.
Because I was like a praying mantis, you know. I was like a praying mantis. I could sort of make about 3 yards before they'd pick me up and throw me on my head.
Glory days.
Glory
days.
Glory days all around. Thank you for joining us, guys, and let's all link up next year for the 30th.
Yes, please.
Thank you.